welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a worth the buy or not foundation review on the new Bare Minerals Complexion Rescue Hydrating Foundation Stick. So this was a very requested video on my channel and I was like, of course I'm gonna do it. Any new foundation I'm all for. I actually have tried Bare Mineral products. I haven't personally tried them like on camera and stuff, but when I used to work at Sephora, people used to love Bare Minerals. Like their tinted moisturizers are really nice, their foundations are good. So I'm really excited to be trying out this foundation. It has SPF of 25 and it's supposed to be a really good hydrating foundation. So this actually may not work the best for oily skin people, but we're gonna put it to the test because I wanna try all sorts of foundations. So it says it's clean without compromise, full of fresh, clean coverage, free of pore clogging oils. That's a really good thing. Innovative water-based liquid foundation in a stick with hydrating skincare benefits and has SPF, provides all-day medium coverage that's clean, fresh, and naturally radiant. Multitasking can be used as foundation, concealer, or for touch-ups. It's oil-free, vegan, hypoallergenic, non-comedogenic, dermatologist tested, and I'm excited. So this foundation I purchased on Sephora's website and it retails for $32 and it's going to be coming to all Sephora stores on the 1st of March. Now I do have to say the shade range, it's okay. I had some trouble picking out my shade. I ended up using the little shade finder app. I don't know if you guys can see that. It's a little shade finder thing where you put in a shade that you are to another foundation. And then it guides you to this one. So I put that for Huda Beauty, I'm in the shade Baklava. Also for Fenty Beauty, I'm in the shade 300. And it led me to the shade that I have today, which is Desert 6.5, which, let's go ahead and talk about the shade. I think this one is for tan skin with neutral to warm undertones. So I'm gonna have all the details on the color listed down below in my description box and also some references to other colors that I do wear. So let's just go ahead and get started. So I already went ahead and moisturized my skin. You guys know the drill. First Aid Beauty Ultra Repair Cream is my jam. Now I'm going to be doing one side with a mattifying primer because I want to see how the mattifying can work for somebody that has oily skin using this foundation. And then the other side, I'm just going to be using the e.l.f. Putty Primer, which I love the e.l.f. Putty Primer, but it's definitely more so for like just pore minimizing. So it doesn't really give me the benefits of mattifying. So what I do with this one is I take some and just put it right here in this area. Ooh, I took a little too much today. And really kind of give me a poreless canvas. And then on the outer parts of my face, that's usually where I go in with the mattifying primer. But today we're just gonna be using this all over because I wanna use the mattifying on this. See if it makes a difference for my oily skin people like me with this foundation, because this foundation is going to give me a natural radiant finish. So that just tells me right there that I probably will get oily as an oily skin person using this foundation. I want to give it a try because I like what it says. I like the fact that it has sunscreen. I also like the fact that with this foundation, you get really good benefits. It doesn't clog your pores, and it's also a very skin-like natural finish, which to me is screaming like perfect everyday wear vibes. So that's what we're gonna be doing. This side, the e.l.f. is on and locked. You guys know I live for this e.l.f. primer. It is so good. Okay, so for primer on this side where we're gonna be using a matte primer, I'm gonna be using a new primer that I've been testing out lately. This is the L'Oreal Infallible Matte Lock Primer. I've been wearing this for the past, I wanna say 3 days, and I've been really enjoying it. I feel like it's a really nice consistency and it does a really good job of keeping me nice and oil free. I still haven't decided if it could go down as one of my favorites, but I will keep you guys updated on it. So far, I just like how it gives me a good finish and a good base. It's not sticky, but I just feel like for mattifying purposes, it's like pretty good. And I'm wearing my hair natural today again. I'm really trying to keep my hair as healthy as I can in 2019. I want it to grow healthy. I want it to be natural. Just the opposite of what we've been doing for the past, like what, 4 years, where it was like color, color, color. So let's just keep it this way. And I actually like it dark. It's thriving. Okay, so now we can jump into the stick foundation. Now this stick foundation has 0.35 ounces in here. And this is what the packaging looks like. And this is the stick. I think it should be a good shade for me. So let's just go ahead and bring you guys in closer and get this party started. Okay, so I'm gonna be taking the stick foundation on the side where we went in with our mattifying primer. And we are going to just, ooh, it feels very creamy. Ooh, that feels good. Okay, let's just do those 3 stripes. And we're gonna be using a sponge on this side. This is my Morphe sponge. Just keep in mind that this is a very hydrating foundation. So right off the bat, I'm not expecting this to look matte or to look like a semi-matte. This is going to look radiant. Now, because I did go ahead and use a mattifying primer, it may give you more of like a powdered finish, but that's what you have to do if you have oily skin like myself. You have to prep it correctly so that it, you know, gives you the good prep that your skin needs. Okay, so I think the primer is doing a good job because it doesn't look really oily, but it does look wet. Do you see how it gives me that fresh skin wet effect? It feels good. It almost feels like you're putting a moisturizer on your skin. That's how creamy this is. Ooh, like see how it's like melting? Okay, I didn't think that would happen. The color seems to be doing really good. Okay, so it looks good with this primer, the L'Oreal Infallible. I have to say that if you are oily skin, this could still work for you as of the second. Of course, we still have a long day to go, but it's melting right into the skin. Like this looks perfect for every day. Love how easily it blended. It feels very weightless. It doesn't feel like you have anything on the skin that's too heavy. It just feels like your skin, and you can see how good it covered this side over here. Even though there are some areas that I feel like the mattifying primer definitely is like absorbing that oil quickly, I feel like right here we still have a little bit of that radiance. So we're definitely still keeping that texture, but I think it's because it's such a creamy texture. Like this is really, really creamy. So I think for somebody that has like dry skin and normal skin, you're going to love how creamy this feels when you first apply it on. Okay, now we're gonna go in with this side and we're going to be using a brush. Now I feel like this side with the sponge, it did a great job of applying it. It looks very skin-like. It almost looks like we're just wearing like a tinted moisturizer that's like more on that fuller coverage side. I did have to build this up, so I did apply 2 layers of this. I'm gonna be taking foundation. It feels so good. Like it feels so creamy. Like, do you see how creamy that is? Like it really almost melts into the skin. Like, maybe I'm just being heavy-handed, but I mean, it's super duper creamy. And then for this side, we're gonna be using our Tarte Kabuki brush, our airbrush, bamboo brush, and we're just going to be putting this foundation on. So there's a little bit of redness right here, so I'm gonna go ahead and go in with the second coat in that area and see how it does. I'm just gonna pat it in instead of striping it down, just so that it really gives me that maximum coverage. So I feel like with either the sponge or the brush, it performs really well. I feel like it doesn't absorb too much of the product with either or, but I would just say that when you do use the brush, make sure that you pat it in instead of striping it down, because I feel like when you stripe it, it kind of shears out the product because it's so creamy in consistency. It can really, really easily shear out. It's like super duper creamy because when I use it, like look how it looks right now. Like it looks like I've been using this for a hot minute. but I just started using it right now. So it's a very like mushy product. So with somebody that does have like rosacea or something like that, I would definitely say with 2 layers, you're going to be good. Definitely with 1 layer won't be enough unless you really want like a very sheer coverage. But I feel like somebody with pretty evened out skin, you're gonna be okay to just use 1 layer if you really prefer that very natural finish and you don't want it to look like your super full coverage. Now this foundation does feel so lightweight, like I do have to say that. I feel like it just feels like my skin. It looks really good. It's not clinging onto any of my texture up here. And I just feel like it looks like skin. Like it looks like really good skin. So this is the side where we went on the matte primer. You can still see some radiance, but it's not as intense, I feel like, as this side. I feel like this side looks a little bit more like bam, radiant, you know, like fresh. So this is definitely something that people with dry skin and normal skin will probably really, really love because it gives you that luminosity from within that just looks so beautiful. But if you're somebody with oily skin, you're like, ooh, that's like my typical day, you know? So what I'm gonna go ahead and do now is finish off the rest of my makeup, and then I'm gonna go ahead and come back and give you guys my very first impressions on this stick foundation. I feel like maybe by then we'll have some better, well-developed thoughts. I feel like right now, I like the direction that this is going in, just overall as a foundation. I feel like it's very nice in wear, but I definitely want to give you guys options, at least for different skin types, tell you whether it's worth it for this skin type or that skin type. So I'm going to go ahead and finish. Next time you guys see me, I'll look more snatched. And then we can go ahead and start our day and see whether this Bare Minerals foundation is worth the buy or not. Okay guys, so I am back. I finished my entire face of makeup. All the details on this look will be down below in the description box. I'm having like a real pink moment right here. I've been obsessed with pink lately. But nonetheless, I want to go ahead and talk about the Bare Minerals foundation. So I went ahead and applied all my products and it worked phenomenal with everything. Like I mentioned earlier, one side we are wearing a mattifying primer because I want to see how my own mattifying primer can work with foundation as somebody that does have oily skin, if it would be a hit or a miss. And then one side is just with a normal primer that is poreless. So you can definitely tell the difference. This side looks much more radiant than the side where we're wearing the mattifying primer. I will keep you guys updated through the day because I definitely want you guys to see it in natural lighting. And then when we come back, of course, for our last roundup of thoughts. So I do want to talk about some of the ingredients that this foundation does contain. So the highlighted ingredients are mineral-rich volcanic seawater, which helps provide mineral-rich moisture and refreshing hydration. It also has red algae, which helps the skin retain the moisture. And then the mineral-based sunscreen, which is titanium dioxide 4.15%. So it has some great ingredients in here for hydration to really nourish the skin and make it just feel and look very good. It's free of sulfates, SLS, and SLES parabens. And also, what else does it say? It's vegan, cruelty-free, and gluten-free. It has less than 1% of synthetic fragrances. So when I smell this from the beginning, it doesn't really smell like anything, so it's good that it really does not have that much synthetic fragrance. I always prefer the scents that come through from the ingredients, like when something has like mango or like, you know, stuff like that, like the natural ingredients that come in that will naturally give it a fragrance. But I hate when foundations have like that synthetic fragrance. So it's good to know exactly what they're putting into this foundation. Bare Minerals has a really good track record of coming out with really good ingredient-friendly products. So this definitely so far feels like something that I would wear day to day. Or even if you want to take this on your to-go bag or your travel bag, this is super easy and quick to wear just for every day. It has everything you need. The hydration, it also has that great sunscreen that is needed for the day. And I just feel like it can definitely be a really good pick. Right now, from what I'm seeing, it's definitely going to be a great suit for people that have dry skin because it's constantly moisturizing your skin and hydrating you. But it also just looks so beautiful on the skin and so healthy. Now, the one thing that I did notice is that I feel like because this consistency is so creamy, if you're somebody that likes to wear a fuller coverage finish or you have a really heavy hand, I feel like you're gonna go through this really fast because, I mean, I just used it today for the first time and it already kind of like bumped down a little bit. So this is how much product you get in here. So you get that much, and I feel like if you know, use it a lot or you like really pump it on, then it will be intense. But I will be filming through the entire day and giving you guys my full-blown thoughts on this foundation, giving you guys some live check-ins with lighting, and also giving you guys my final check-in. So if you want to continue watching and see if this Bare Minerals foundation is worth the buy or not, the $32, then please go ahead and do so, because I'm actually really excited to see how it's going to perform, considering we're doing like a full-blown experiment with one side with a matte primer and one side with a regular primer. So if you're as intrigued as I am with this foundation, then stay tuned. Okay guys, so I am back right now. It is 11:04 p.m. So it's been a long day since I last saw you guys, and I wanted to give you guys in my last check-in for the Bare Minerals Stick Foundation. I think I have some well-developed thoughts on this foundation. So I want to start off by saying there's a difference between the side where we went in with the e.l.f. primer, which is just a pore minimizing primer, to the side where we went in with the matte. So I have to say the side where we went in with the matte primer, it actually held up pretty well, considering this is a very hydrating foundation. This is how it would have done if I didn't use a matte primer, so you can definitely see the difference. We're definitely looking super dewy on this side. But I'm sure that if we go in and kind of blot it, which I can do in just a second, just so you guys can see if it kind of absorbs into the product or takes away product from the face, it definitely, I feel like, looks really nice. It looks very, very skin-like. It looks like it's my skin. So that's definitely a plus. So I'm going to take my little sponge and kind of blot these oils to just see if it's going to absorb any of the product. So it definitely got rid of the oil now that I did that. I didn't really remove any of the foundation, which is definitely a good thing. And I feel like still on this side, I feel like I look a little tiny bit more luminous than this side where it's still stayed matte. So that's a good positive thing. I have to say that I think it did pretty well. I mean, either or, however you want to wear it, it's going to look nice. But you can still get away with wearing this foundation if you do have oily skin. If you do decide to use a matte primer, it will work. It just looks super healthy, that I feel like for people that have that normal and dry skin, you are going to thrive with this Bare Minerals foundation. You have great skincare benefits, you have great ingredients, you have sunscreen, and I feel like for everyday wear, this is like perfect. Whether you're somebody that's working the whole day or whether you're somebody that's in school, you will really appreciate this, because I feel like it's very long wearing, and it just looks very nice through the day. You can definitely combat those oils with the right mattifying primer, and I also feel like it just doesn't feel like you have anything on whatsoever. The only downside of this foundation that I did notice is that it does feel very sticky when I touch it. I don't know, it depends on your preference. Some people don't like that feeling whatsoever. Some people don't mind it. I didn't really notice it until I started touching my face. I'm like, whoa, this is super duper sticky. I would also like to see them come out with more shades with this foundation, because I feel like the shades are slightly limited. Also, I got my nails done today. I got rid of my acrylics. So you guys are probably like, whoa, her nails are short. These are my actual real nails. And my nails are pretty like good. I literally have been wearing acrylics for probably maybe 10 years or so. I literally just wanted to give my nails a break. I felt like they needed to breathe. Quick little tangent for you guys, in case you guys were wondering like, whoa, her nails are short. Yeah, these are my real nails and they are gonna thrive for a few months. So yeah, I definitely have to say this is a really nice foundation that I'm even liking as an oily skin person, but you definitely have to take the right steps for it to look good for the long day. So if you guys did enjoy watching this video, please don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. It lets me know to continue doing these types of videos. Also, please don't forget to share your thoughts down below. I would love to know what you guys are thinking of this new Bare Minerals foundation. Will you be purchasing it or not? Let me know. And also, please don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up, because that always is a good thing. Lets me know that you guys love seeing these videos. Also, if you're new to my channel, hi, welcome. I would love for you to become a member of family here on YouTube, because I wouldn't want you guys to miss my fun videos for the world. So please go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And also, don't forget to hit that notification bell so that you never miss a video, because I mean, why would you? I bring you guys the hottest tea of the hottest tea when it comes to foundations. So that being said, I'll be seeing you guys very, very soon for a brand new video. Bye guys.